my name is Betsy Fiedler, and I'm a senior faculty member for Somatic Voicework, the Lovetri method. I first came to know Jeannie Lovetri and Somatic Voicework because I had gone to a regional NATS conference about belting, and the question came up, if you were going to teach safe belting, who could you go to? And Jeannie's name was one of the ones offered. So I found a level 1 workshop near me, and I came away from that workshop blown away by a couple of things. First of all, I learned that it was about being a good listener. I also learned that I had a better understanding of the anatomy and how the voice functions. I had the opportunity to listen to a lecture from a laryngologist and speak with a speech-language pathologist in order to have more confidence to work with some of my students who had pathologies. I came away from that conference practicing the exercises for a few months that Jeannie had demonstrated and just understanding how it all worked in my own voice. Fast forward to going through levels 2 and 3 and repeating them over and over again, I really feel so confident as a teacher now. And the stories and the thanks from my students are some of the things that help me to know that this is the right path for me as a teacher. My initial goal was to be a better teacher, but in working with Jeannie and other somatic voice work teachers, I became a better singer in many styles. My colleagues noticed it in my singing. My students noticed it in my teaching. So let me share a couple of stories with you from some of my students. Recently, a high school teacher came to me because he had been hired to sing for a wedding band. And he had been taking tutorial things online to try and learn a little bit about singing, but he decided this was a high-level professional band. I better take some lessons. So he came to me, and after a few lessons, he stopped me on the way out of the door, and he said, I really appreciate how this method is so individualized and is helping me to reach my goal with each style of music that I'm trying to sing. So he noticed it in that. And then I had another student still recently who, after a few months, he had studied with another teacher using another method. And after a few months, he suddenly noticed his voice was feeling freer and it was easier to sing. And he said to me, you know, it's so much easier to sing when I don't have to force my throat to do some manipulations in order to get the sound that I want. You know, if you have a couple of hours, I can tell you more stories from some of my students. And this method really works, and you can't make these stories up. So Jeannie's method and somatic voice work have given me confidence to work with many styles, to participate as part of a team with singers after seeing a laryngologist and speech-language pathologist, to work with any age group or ability level. If you're passionate about singing and compassionate about teaching, you deserve to take this, to do this course for yourself. It's being offered this summer, and you can look up more information about somatic voice work, the Lovetri method, offered in residence at Baldwin Wallace University. You will be so glad that you did, and I hope to see you there.